So, this is my favorite, I call it the icebreaker. Okay? So, I'm not going to motivate you today. I'm going to give you a very practical roadmap. Because that's why you're here, right? You're inspired, excited, motivated. But let's be practical. So, all of you, many of you, if not all of you, have made some kind of sacrifice. Not just a financial sacrifice, also a time sacrifice to be here today. True or not true? Yes? So I always start by asking people, why are you here? It's my favorite icebreaker. Means I like to start with that question always. Wherever I speak in the world, I ask the crowd the same question, why are you here? So people say financial freedom, people say I want to learn, I want to be successful. True or not? All these statements are true. There's no right or wrong answer as to why you're here. But let me share with you why I am here. After 13 years, I am here because I'm not where I want to be. And every person who's been on this stage, you may perceive them as being super successful people. But they also are here because they are not where they want to be. Now, this is a very deep statement I'm making. Not where you want to be. Is this true or not? There's something in your life that is lacking, and somebody showed you a plan, showed you something that gave you hope. And based on that hope, all of you signed up. And then later hopped on a plane and came to Bangkok. Because you were told, could this be it? That's the thing in your brain. Could this be it? Do you understand what that means? Why did I choose to do this business? When I grew up in Mumbai, my mother and father both worked with the airline, flight steward and stewardess. Then my mom stopped working. My dad was a flight steward right till the end of his career. He retired from Air India at 58. And the fact of the matter is that I was brought up with a mindset to study hard, get a good job, and secure my future. Good advice, right? Every parent would give you that advice. So that's exactly what I did. I studied hard, not in the beginning, but later, and then was successful in my career. And I had all these dreams. Become vice president of a bank, investment bank. That happened in my early 20s, which is unheard of. In my mid 20s, sorry. Then the youngest managing director of an investment bank. Then I wanted to be a CFO. I did that also. And every time I achieved my dream, I was disappointed. Because I realized one thing very quickly, and that is that with a higher grade or higher promotion in life, it's also more responsibility. Like many of the speakers have said, I had some intent in me that I want to do something different. I think I sent that signal to the universe that I want something different in my life. And then in 2005, one of my childhood friends showed me the plan. Funnily enough, I used to manage his money for him. So I was his advisor. You understand what I mean? One day he calls me up and says, hey, you know what? I got a multi-million dollar plan that we are both going to become multi-millionaires many times over again. And I was like, what are you talking about? The guy was a pilot. And he showed me the plan. And when I saw it, honestly, when I saw the numbers, because the numbers got me, I said, how is this possible? How can something so small, like buying a little holiday for your family, become into a multi-million dollar, multi-crore business annually? I said, this is crazy. I did the numbers again and again, and I said, it all adding up. This thing is for real. So why did Dev Advani choose to do this? 2003, the first time that I dealt with something called mortality. You know what mortality is? Mortality means the prospect that you will die. He said, hey man, I could possibly die. And it gave me a wake-up call. And when I saw QNet, I only saw one thing. I can create, like Sharfun spoke, a system that could look after me and my family even after I'm gone. That is what I saw. Of course, the money is good, but the power of creating that kind of a system, if you've read the book, The Parable of the Pipeline, that's what QNet is. It's a pipeline of prosperity that you can build for yourself and for your loved ones. Even after you're gone. Do you understand me? So this is the reason why I chose to do this. The question we are on is how do you build a team? Yes. So I went through the why, now I'm going to the how. Think back to when you were growing up, when all of us were growing up. Sharfun spoke about 100%. True or not? I couldn't agree with her more. Life is about 100%. I want you to think, open your heart up for a second and have gratitude in your heart for your parents. How much of patience they have with us. Think. It was love and patience to a whole new level. From cleaning our backside to brushing our teeth to giving us a bath to combing our hair to dressing us up. How much effort and love did the parents take to raise us? And each of our parents taught us to do this on our own eventually. True or not true? Is it any different in network marketing? What Sharfun spoke about? How many of you have a fight with your upline, downline? अरे यार सुनता नहीं है, ये नहीं करता, वो नहीं करता. Did your mother or father have the luxury of giving up on you? Oh, I told him to brush his teeth, but he didn't brush his teeth. Stupid boy. Now he'll get cavities and his teeth will fall off. Would your parents allow that to happen? Would you allow that to happen to your kids? Would you? Would you? Why? Because it's your duty. as a parent. So all the people who stood up on stage today have never given up on anybody because this is what we do. This is our duty. And it's because of how we have been raised by our parents. Our children will have the same DNA, same kind of upbringing. This is right, this is wrong. God blesses you with a long life. How many generations can you look after? Your children, their children, correct? And if you're blessed, your great grandchildren. True or not true? So, children, grandchildren, and if you're blessed with a long life, great grandchildren. True or not? Anything more than that possible? No. Same in network marketing. You can mentor only 3 levels. If you're doing 100%, I'm talking about, like Sharfun spoke, 100%. Not talking about, chalega, chalega. I'm talking perfection. You understand what I mean? Perfection. How many levels? 3. You know why I'm standing here today? Because I did those 3 levels. That's it. But I started building this business so that I was be one day ready to die. Subconsciously, I didn't realize it, but that was my purpose. Not my dream. My dream is something very different. I also like things like you like things. You want to buy this, you want to own that, you want to do all these things. But purpose is far stronger than a dream, you know that. I said, I want to make sure that it's all taken care of. It's all taken care of. You can make out my throat's a bit hoarse. True or not? It doesn't sound normal. This is not my normal. This is now my normal voice, but it was not my normal voice till 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I could barely speak. I lost pretty much 90% of my voice because I was diagnosed with throat cancer. But during that time, it was another wake-up call for me. But this time, when I went and my doctor was my college sweetheart. She went on to become one of the top oncologists in the world in New York. So she told me to pack my bags and she said, I will do your treatment for you. And I'm a banker. So I always want to know the percentages, you know. True or not? So she wasn't telling me. She said, no, don't know, I don't know. She says, no, don't tell me. I said, listen, as a professional, I may be your friend. She's married with a kid and everything. I said, I'm your patient. I demand to know what are my chances. Please, I want to know. And very reluctantly, she told me, it is 16%, Dev. 16% chance. Because it was very advanced stage. So, 16%. Okay. She was waiting for a reaction from me. So how do you feel about it? I said, 16% is damn good. So she said, I don't understand. I don't understand what you mean 16%. It sucks, man. I said, no. How many people become a millionaire at 24? What percentage? Not even 0.1%. Is 16% good or bad? Those are good odds in my mind. And I did my treatment and I made a miraculous recovery. And today I can scream. Early on, I was like one chua, People would struggle. 2 weekends ago, it was, if you heard my voice, you would not even imagine it's the same guy. But you know why I recovered? This time around, I was ready to die. I had done whatever I needed to do. My affairs were in order. I called up, I met Dato, I met Chief, I met Japa, and I said, listen, they said, Dave, what can we do for you? I said, you don't have to do anything, just make sure my TC gets transferred immediately and my parents and my family get the money. And they said, don't worry about it. It will be done. And because of that peace of mind, I bounced back in record time. My doctor only told me after the fact that she has never had a patient. She's had people who have recovered from my stage, but not as quickly. She said, you were like a tennis ball. You just kept coming back. Because up here and down here, I was at peace. And during my darkest time, we're all human beings, right? Even though you're ready to die, you start to negotiate with God every now and then, right? So during my treatment, I did a deal. I said, God, if I recover from my illness, if I'm well, see this watch on my wrist? Can you see it? This watch. It's been my pride and joy for many years. I said, I will sell it and I will give the money to charity. And that's what I've done today. I'm not going to tell you to who I sold it, but although I've sold it, it's a good thing I've sold it to a very good friend so that I won't miss it that much, because I'll borrow it back every now and then.